Hello guys and gals, and welcome to a brand new episode. And today we are going to go for a little bit of a ride, but what we're going to do though is we are going to talk about some basic tips for you guys and gals when it comes down to basic motorcycle tips for especially brand new riders and or rider that maybe you just got your bike. Well, that's what this video is all about. But of course, we're gonna do it on my bike. Let's go ahead and jump on the bike and let's start with the tips. Woo! Going to take you, of course, through some of the backcountry of North Carolina, and also welcome to my channel. This is what actually my channel is mainly about: motorcycle rides and reviews here in North Carolina. But today what we're going to do is, again, like I said, go over some basic tips if you are a brand new rider or perhaps you already got a bike. This is for you. Or maybe you want to share it with somebody and that's thinking about getting a bike. This is actually going to be very beneficial, and just share it. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and get to tip number one. Woohoo! Tip number one: don't ever let anybody ever convince you to buy a higher CC motorcycle for your first bike.
No! Harry, no! Don't look at the light! I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
What we mean by that is, if you are looking again for a bike and you're at a dealership and they say, hey, there is a beautiful R1 and it has your name written on it, a Hayabusa, or oh, look at this Harley Goldwing, da 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 da. Don't. If you're a brand new rider, it will take some time for you to really understand the mechanics of riding a motorcycle, how to lean, look through a turn, all those things. Getting a bigger engine and somebody convincing you and saying that, oh, you'll just grow into it, that is absolutely dog stuff.
I smell. Nope.
That is not true. Don't ever let somebody convince you. Get a smaller CC. So what I suggest is go ahead and get, like, starting a 300 or a 400 or a 500 CC. Those type of bikes, that type of motor would be good because, one, they're cheap bikes. Two, you'll use them and you'll take it to the full potential of that bike. And then when you're done, you can just turn and sell it because there's going to be another person right behind you. Oh, I love this turn. Oh, I did love this turn. I mean, that is just...
so good.
Oh, I can only hit it faster, but I don't want to. Anyways, yeah, so don't ever be that person to think that you have to get something bigger. Don't. It just get a smaller bike. Let's go to tip number two. Kind of goes along with, again, buying a bike. Do your research. Do all that you can specifically on what type of a style bike you want to get. What we mean by that is, let's say that you want to get a sport bike. Now, do the research. Know that when you do get a sport bike, this is not a sport bike. This is kind of like a sport bike, but it's not. Do the research. You'll know really quick and how fast. Sport bikes only have so much you can do with them.
Someone's gonna die. Someone's gonna die.
Told you.
Someone's gonna die.
And that is pretty much it. So don't think that you're just limited to a sport bike. They have countless different models. They have cruisers, they have dual sport, they have cross country, they have enduro bikes, they have this is a naked bike. They have all sorts of different bikes and frames and so forth. Do your research before you buy a bike. Don't just listen to what your friends have. If you want to be more, let's say, upright, you want to be sitting more back, and you want to just lean back and cruise, well, then maybe you want to get a cruiser. So you go ahead and get a cruiser. But your foot position, your foot pegs are going to be more upright. Are you used to that, or would you like to know that how that's going to feel? So just watch some videos, watch different people that like have that bike and the pros and the cons. So there you go. Do your research before you buy a bike. You already know it doesn't have to be a big CC, and it most certainly does not have to be just a sport bike. Do your research. Tip number 3. Especially for brand new riders. Again, brand new riders, you have to get the mentality that you've already been riding for some time. This does not apply to you. Buy the gear. Get a full face helmet, gloves, jacket, boots, and some riding pants. The only reason why I'm saying to get those items, and it doesn't matter that it's going to be 90 degrees, a hot day, and everybody has, you know, just a t-shirt on or riding around in shorts and flip-flops. Put on the gear. I know it sounds really stupid, and I know you might get some people to go, oh, this guy's dumb, whatever. Whoever says that this is dumb, that you buy gear and that you're fully protected, especially for a new rider, go, you moron, to do your own research of how many people right now are currently getting more and more injured on sport bikes or just generally motorcycles. Do your research.
Did you just soil yourself? Maybe.
Well, yes, you might go down, but if you are at least protected, that's going to help you 10 times more than not having the proper gear on and getting the road rash, bashing your head. You guys and gals need to understand, it's better to be safe than sorry. There is that term that so many people will say, fly gear. If you have actually got a bike now, and let's say it is a sport bike, I'm going to mainly apply sport bike, monster, like a naked bike, a touring bike, or something of the nature. If you can, go take it to an actual track, go do a track day. You have to do a track day. The only reason why I suggest that you do it is because when you actually do a track day, that day, really find out how good you truly are, your pros and your cons of your, not only yourself and what you need to work on, but also what you really need help with doing. There is so much when it comes down to actual like riding, but when you get on a track, it's going to not only help you, but it's going to really make you feel better, because if you do choose to, like, say, really push it and you're on a track and you really don't know what you're doing, if you do go down, that track is specifically designed that you're not going to die. So therefore, get on a track, go have fun, and it's worth the money. I can't even tell you how much it's worth the money. Obviously, if you're on a Harley like the person in front of me, it's going to be really difficult for you to do a track day. So that will just go to another point. But if you can do a track, it's worth it. Must do it. Oh, and when you do a track, by the way, you're going to need full leathers. It's worth it if you do get a sport bike anyways to be having full leathers. So you know what? not a cheap sport. Okay, point number 5. When you actually do a track day, or you have done something of the nature, never, ever, ever ride the road like it's a track. Now, the only reason why I'm going to explain it, and hear me out, you obviously can push and you know your bike and how fast it turns and all those things, right? But on the road and you're just cruising along, having a good old time, don't think that it is like a track, because when it comes to these turns, when it comes to just going Mach 2 with your hair on fire, through some of these back roads, you're going to find yourself washing out, hitting a deer, hitting an animal, doing something, a car coming, because you lose control and you're not necessarily comfortable or know that road to the best of your ability. All of those factors are going to come to you. So what I strongly suggest is don't ride the road like it is a track. Here's an example. Okay, this says 35, oh no, 45. And I know this turn, and I know that I can hit it at 70. I know I'm being stupid, but listen, hear me out. And I hit it at 70, 75. But who knows if I didn't hit it already that day, that there wasn't debris in the road, or there wasn't a car that was stopped in the middle of the road, or maybe some idiot just decided just immediately just go, you know what, forget it, I'm just going to turn around. When you ride the road as a road, do your best to obey the law, look out for pedestrians, ride aggressively. You're going to live longer. You're going to be more successful in not dying. But if you choose to ride fast, ride stupid, I think you're showing off for your friends and your buddies on a road, on a public road, that you, again, don't know, feel the gravel. You're just asking to literally go down. So ride the ride for what it is. Track days are track days. And 6, final tip of the day. Here we go. Okay, 6 and final tip of the day. And of course I'm coming up to the highway, so I'm kind of doing this on purpose. Let's say you do get your bike, you do get your license, and you've ridden for a little bit, but you're noticing you're avoiding all the highways. You're avoiding anything that is at high speed, or you're just generally not comfortable on the bike. Riding on the freeway and you don't like going fast, that's what I'm going to talk about. Now I get to that final tip. Sorry, I got on the highway and got a little going fast, and I knew that hearing my voice is pretty much non-existent when I do that. But anyways, your tip is when you feel that you have a scareness, or you're noticing that you're not comfortable really going at higher speeds, or just in general being on the bike. Every time you say you go to the mountains and you're not comfortable, that is okay, and you should listen to yourself, and that it's telling you maybe motorcycle riding isn't for you. I have met a lot of people that are capable of getting on the bike, turning on the ignition, knowing how to work the clutch, go down the street, but they may feel intimidated. Just in general, motorcycle riding isn't really their niche. Well, again, being on the road, it really is no place for you to play cat and mouse when it comes to your feeling. If you really do feel that you have that gut feeling, then maybe motorcycle riding on the street is not meant for me. I know it sounds weird saying that. Maybe they got even scared and they almost crashed, or whatever the case was, and you notice that when they crashed, or they almost crashed, that was it. Well, they listened to their conscience. Keep that in mind if you do feel the nature then it's okay. Motorcycle riding is not for everybody. But again, at least you gave it a shot, you enjoyed the experience. But throughout all my tips, like I said before, don't get a bigger bike. It's actually easier to start smaller and then build your way into a bigger bike, then with more experience, time, so forth. Also, knowing what type of bike you want to get is also a huge key. Do that as well. Another one, wear the gear, protect yourself. There's no reason to think that you're above everybody. So what, you're going to sweat a little bit more. If you do go down, at least you're going to be able to enjoy whatever holiday you're going on. Go to a track, don't ride the road like a track. And then the last, if your conscience is telling you something, listen to it. So those are my tips. I know that maybe you've heard these 1,000 times, but from my perspective, in my riding history, that which I have been riding on a motorcycle since the age of 4. All right, guys and gals, hope you enjoy. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. And as I normally always say, ride safe, ride smart, be smart, don't do drugs, and take care. I'll see you all later.
Did you just soil yourself?
Maybe.